Yo, this is Tin Man TC,
And this is your boy High IQ,
and this is Fried Bologna.
the podcast that's as random as Kyrie wanting to trade,
Fried Bologna.
a hood delicacy. Before we continue, we got to talk about the Broner fight. Oh, wait, we got to talk about the Mikey Garcia fight.
Oh, yeah, because I don't think AB showed up. Was he there?
Good talking.
You want me to go first?
Me,
I think my stuff may be shorter than yours.
Okay.
So we talked about this prior to the fight. We were impressed about how AB got his weight right. He seemed to be focused. He cut his beard off. He just kind of seemed like he was on a new path. But we failed to realize that AB has fooled us before. He has told us on numerous occasions, damn near leading up to his last 5 fights, that he's some new nigga that we should believe in now. That he's finally focused. He's matured. Like, he's convinced us too many times that he was somebody else. But I fell into it yet again. And I was like, first 3 rounds, I'm like, no, he's just filling them out. Then he's trying to start attacking this dude. He sees something. And then round 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, he didn't fight the whole fight. And then he's got the nerve to say Mikey was running. Mikey was standing in front of him, stalking him the whole fight. He was walking him down.
He was hunting him down. Yeah.
And he was running. And then last thing I'll say is he's got the nerve, the unmitigated gall, as my man Stephen A would say, to say in an interview that these motherfuckers gonna come see me fight if I fight tomorrow. Like, dude, you just lost, man. And you lost in embarrassing fashion. That was worse than getting knocked down by Maidana. That performance was terrible. He looked like an amateur out there.
I agree. He got outclassed. I mean, he got outclassed. There's a couple. The fight's the fight. Like what do you think he won? 2 rounds, maybe 2 or 1 round, right? 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, and that was like the 11th round. It's like the 9th round.
So here's what I saw. So when the fight started, I immediately noticed like he was a lot more active, like he was moving a lot more. But I did kind of notice he was like overreacting a lot of feints that Mikey was throwing, like really going out of his way to avoid anything Mikey was throwing in the first 3 rounds. And that kind of told me, like, okay, he definitely already, from the jump, respects Mikey Garcia's power. Like,
right.
From what he heard or whatever, he just knew he didn't want to be hit, like, hard like he got hit by Maidana, right? The other thing is I realized that maybe by the time the 6th round hit, I realized, like, oh, wait a minute. What he does is equivalent to like a really athletic basketball player, and they already have their favorite moves already in their mind, but they're not reading the defense at all. Mm-hmm. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna do this behind the back because it always works, or I'm gonna go between the legs because it always works. He's not making any adjustments whatsoever. He's just going back to his bread and butter, what works in sparring. There's no reading like a Floyd Mayweather does. There's no adjustment. The third thing is. I think, around the 6th round, 7th round, they cut back to the corner. I saw doubt. I saw doubt in his eye. I saw
he had no belief in himself that he's gonna win this fight.
Yeah. And the last 2 points I'll make is he's getting a lot of credit, just like he got for the Maidana fight, like showing that he's a dog. Stick it in there, right? But what I want to point out is he stuck in there to lessen the embarrassment. But he was never sticking in there to actually win that fight. You know, that's a big difference.
He had no belief that he was going to win that fight. He came into that fight scared.
Yeah. And I think a little bit of that was also the pressure that he knew he needed to win that fight. He knew if he lost this fight, it was going to be bad for him. My biggest problem though is like you said, like what he said about the fans, because I feel like out of all the sports, boxing fans represent the true blue collar people, like the people that would just scrape up 20 just to sit in the nosebleeds and be cool with it, just to support their guy. And how you put a performance, how you display a poor performance like that, and just shit on everybody that came and paid to see you, I really can't support him anymore. Yeah, I really can't.
I went as far as to download the Showtime app on my TV for the fight, and then I immediately deleted that. I canceled my free subscription immediately after.
Yeah, I mean, like you can't support that guy anymore. And the last thing I want to say is, I was watching all your interviews, and I think it's time now for a big problem I have is all these other boxers that are really good and doing what they're supposed to do. The Keith Thurmans, the Errol Spence Jr.'s, Sean Porters. I think it's time to be honest with the media now. Don't stop sugarcoating his poor performances. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop when they interview these guys and say, oh, we know AB, he came to fight. No, that's done. Like, you got to stop being nice to this guy and sugarcoating everything. He got out.
I don't even know why they're nice to him, because he's not nice to anybody. It seems like Floyd Mayweather has been a consummate professional when it came to like post-fight interviews and even pre-fight interviews when he's being serious, when he's not the whole money persona. He has been such a professional, such a good sport, such class, and I don't care what anybody says. I know that like press tours and whatnot, he gets beside himself and whatnot, but and then in post-fight interviews, it's like some guys will go at him with little regard or little respect, but all of a sudden, like Adrien Broner does these post-fight interviews, and he's a complete dick, and nobody like checks him. Is AB really heavy in these streets where he got the media shut?
Yeah, I don't know. And if you think about it, like, what was it? We would say, 15 or what, back in 2015, they were all neck and neck, like Broner, Spence, Thurman, Porter. They were all like Crawford, all in that same class, like the next group of young guys on the come up. And he has been left behind. He's like, all those other guys have dusted him,